This is Cheyenne Valentine back today again with a new episode. Today's episode, I want to talk about how some non-black women do not like black women and do not want to look like us, but they are attracted to and want to date black men, which is something a lot of black women know. But I actually found this out a long time ago, and I decided to do a video on it because a young lady asked me about my experience with a situation where I did the video about the two situations that happened that taught me that some black men have a thing for non-black women, because when I was younger I didn't know that, and I found that out because I had a Hispanic friend named Maria, and it was another incident that happened at a Jobs for Youth program. And so I responded to her, and it had me thinking, let me just do a quick video about this. So I had a friend named Maria, and I talked about her in another video. Oh, and before I get into that, I do have two other requested videos from subscribers that I'm going to get to, but I had to get out these two videos first. I'm going to get to those two videos. So what happened was, Maria, we met in high school. I was close to her, so close that I went over her house for Thanksgiving. When she would go to work, she would leave me at her home. I would be alone with her mother and her brother. You know, we were pretty close. And so we just ended up becoming friends. It just kind of happened. What I realized was the reason why we became so close was because I honestly think it's because she liked black guys. Okay. Now, I did not know that, but what happened was she had a friend. I'm not gonna say the friend's name. It was a female friend, and it was a black guy that went to school with us. He liked the other Hispanic girl. Okay, so if you follow, let's just say her friend was named Annabelle. Okay, something like that. So a black guy liked her friend Annabelle. And my friend Maria, she liked the guy that went to school with us. He was black. Mind you, there wasn't even many black people at the school, but she ended up liking this particular black guy. Me and him had went on a date, but previously nothing came out of it. But so when she told me that she liked him, I did not tell her because, you know, she was my friend and I wanted her to be with him because she really liked him. So I never told her that me and him went on a date. But when he started, him and her eventually did go to the movies, and she told me when they were at the movies that some black girls at the movies was giving them stares and rolling their eyes at them. And I remember telling my boyfriend now, he went to high school with me, and I remember telling him what she said, and he said, well, that's because they was wondering what was this handsome black guy doing with this unattractive Hispanic girl. Because so Maria was not ugly, but the thing was how she was built. She kind of was built where it seemed like she didn't have much of a neck, kind of, and she's kind of built kind of up and down. And so I didn't look, I thought she was pretty though, but I'm thinking about her from a female perspective. I wasn't looking at her from a man perspective. So when my friend, the black guy, took her to the movies and nothing came out of it, I asked him, I said, why don't you like her? Why don't you? And he wouldn't tell me. I said, well, I'm like, because she was my friend. And like I said, I was cool interested dating. So I'm like, why don't you like her? And like, why you want to be with her? She really likes you. And he was like, she's built funny. I said, oh, you don't like her body type? He said, yeah, I don't like how she's built, because she didn't have a big butt. She's like in an A cup. Her butt was kind of flat, kind of up and down. She kind of had like a short kind of neck, like. So I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. But I was like, okay, whatever. So what happened was, when I found out that black women, she liked black guys, okay, but she did not. I'm not gonna say she didn't like black women. How can I say this? She did not want to look like a black woman at all. She did not want to look like us at all. And in my opinion, that means you don't like us. Okay, you don't like us, okay, but she liked black guys. So how did I find this out? So one day, me and her, we're having a conversation. She said she gets into an argument with her next door neighbor. Her next door neighbor was a female. The woman was Hispanic. I don't know if she was Puerto Rican or Mexican. I don't know. I just know she was Hispanic. The woman had actually initially got into it with Maria's mother. So she, came outside to defend her mother like she should have. Her and the lady get into an argument. In the midst of it, she tells me, she says, Cheyenne, this is exactly how she said to me. She says, Cheyenne, me and her get into an argument. And you know what she says to me, Cheyenne? She says, that's why you look like a black girl. And I said, oh, she said that? She said, yeah. And she said, Cheyenne, do I look like a black girl? That's exactly how she said it to me, y'all. And you know, in a moment, I'm young, you all. I was very young then, okay? I was in high school. So give me a break, okay? Give me a break. I did not handle things the way I should have. I didn't know any better, okay? I wasn't equipped to deal with non-black people. I went to all black elementary school. I was around all blacks most of my life. So I did not know about people who did not like blacks. I didn't know they was racist towards blacks. And I'm talking about, you know, just non-black people. And I'm not saying all of them. I just didn't know what I was up against. Okay, I went from an all black high school. I went from an all black elementary school to a almost 90% Hispanic high school. So when she said that to me, I should immediately realize this woman is basically saying it. She does not want to be looked at as a black woman, and that is insulting to her. But then I said, no, you don't like a black girl, because she clearly looked Hispanic, y'all. There was no mistaking she's Hispanic and that she's Mexican. So I said, no, you don't look black, like a black girl. What are you talking about? She said, oh. And then she, you know, kept talking to me, and basically what I got from conversation was that the woman was saying that's why you like a black girl as an insult. And so I understood that Maria knew that the woman was saying to her as an insult, and if she really felt that, though, that looking like a black woman was not an insult, she would have said to her, like, okay, yeah, I do like a black woman. And, you know, I mean, she doesn't, but she kept like, okay, and what's wrong with looking like a black woman? Well, what's wrong with that? What that's supposed to mean? I like how I look. If I like a black woman, then oh well, black women are beautiful. Now what? Well, that supposed to insult me because you said I like a black woman? Come with something better. That's what I would have said to her. But the reason why she responded, I mean, she wasn't in tears, but when she asked me, she was like, do I like a black girl? You're gonna ask a black girl me, do you look like a black girl? But you're asking me in a way where you're basically saying to me you don't want to look like a black girl, and you're trying to figure out, like, do you look like one, because that would be just a nightmare for you if you did. And look, fine, you know what, if she did not want to like a black girl, you know, that's fine, because she's not black. So it's okay for her not to want to like a certain race. But I guarantee you if that Hispanic woman had said that's why you like a white girl, she wouldn't have said that. She's like, yeah, I should like a white girl, and white girls are pretty. She would have loved that, because I remember she used to fly in her hair, and she would dye it, her and her sister would dye their hair like a honey blonde color, or almost blonde. And they were, you know, straighten it, flat iron it. I think their hair was like slightly wavy or curly, but they were flat iron it and then dye it like a honey blonde. So I'm pretty sure. And then she was talking about her sister was lighter than her, so she had a complex about herself. I didn't know that. So calling her saying she like a black girl was the worstest insult. But yes, she liked black men. She liked freaking black men. And so I figured out when it all came together when I got older, I found out some stuff about her. And I have nothing, you know, it is what it is. She wasn't a bad person, but it is what it is. If somebody's racist against you, you know, look, sometimes you find out the hard way. So I found out that I knew she liked black guys. So I had a black female friend in high school. Me and her went to elementary school together, and we ended up going to the same high school. She had a Hispanic boyfriend in high school. He was a high school sweetheart. They was together for a long time. Okay, and so she would hang around Hispanics like I did. So me and Maria lost contact with each other, and I ended up running to my black female friend. Let's just say her name was Kim. So me and Kim are talking, and she said, yeah, you know, I used to hang out with Maria too. I said, oh, you did? And she said Maria's mother was racist. I said, oh? She said, yeah. And I do remember when she would leave me over her house, her mom wouldn't really talk to me, but I didn't think nothing of it. I thought she just didn't speak English or whatever, because I never heard her speak English. And I remember that her mother had picked me and Maria up from school. And her mother, I remember she was talking to her mother in Spanish, and she said, yeah, my mom knows you're going to come over, whatever. Her mom didn't say nothing to me. And she said, my mother asked, she said, my mother did not know you was black. Well, obviously I'm black, but she said, my mother thought that you was Dominican. So they don't think Dominicans and blacks are the same thing, which they're not, but some Dominicans look black and they have black African ancestry, from my understanding. Don't quote if I'm wrong. Forgive me, but some of them do look more blacker to me, closer to black, not blacker, but closer to black. So I'm like caramel complected, whatever. At the time I used to, you know, relax my hair and straighten it without all that. So she said to Maria said this to me. She said, mother said, oh, she didn't think you was black. She thought you was Dominican. And I actually had a Hispanic girl I used to be around. She was dark skinned, very pretty, dark skinned. She looked 100% black. and I went over her house, but her mom and her siblings look 100%. And I know there's Afro-Hispanic, Afro-Latinos and all that. Yeah, I know this, but I don't want to get into that right now. All I'm saying is when people see her out, they think that she's black because she was hanging out, she was dating a black guy who she was darker than, and they went to a Mexican restaurant, and the waiter was Hispanic, and he said something derogatory towards the black guy because he thought the black guy didn't understand Spanish, and then she went off on Hispanic waiter, and the waiter looked stunned because he thought she was black. So I went over her house. Her mom and the rest of the siblings, they're lighter, and they look more the way people think all Hispanics look, even though some Hispanics are Afro-Latinos or whatever. So these were the lighter skinned Hispanics, okay? And her Hispanic mother said to me, she said, "Oh, you're all black?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, you should try to pass for Dominican." I came over there, I had my hair, it was relaxed, but I crinkled it, and I would, when I had relaxed hair, I would crinkle it, and I would brush it and make it look kind of wavy, and I'm caramel complected, so she told me I should try to, this Hispanic woman told me I should try to pass for Dominican. So I'm gonna tell you how deep this goes, okay? So me hanging out with Hispanics, I learned a lot of stuff, and I learned that being a black woman is looked down upon. That's what I learned. I learned I learned a lot from being around other races. I learned they don't think very highly of black women or black men for that matter, okay? Because I heard the stuff they said about black men too. They said black men were lustful and all that. So let me get to the point. So with Maria, okay, I find out from my black friend Kim that Maria, because when she said her mother was racist, I didn't realize it, and she said, you know, yeah, her mother's racist, but she always want to hang out with black people. I said, wait a minute. I'm like, hold on, that's why she would hang out with me, because I was black. So she wasn't hanging out with me because I was just me. The sick part about it was she liked hanging out with black people, but she did not want to look like a black girl. And look, I understand you like looking the way you look, because I don't want to look like a white girl or Hispanic girl, any other race of girl. But at the same time, I'm not lusting after non-black men either. And let's say I prefer white men. If I prefer white men, love them to death, and somebody said I look like a white woman, I don't want to take offense to that, because I'm like, okay, white women are attractive. I think if I think white men are attractive, why would I not think white women were pretty? So this is my thing. You got some non-black women that will be attracted to a black guy, but they don't like black women, and they don't want to look like us. Okay, they want nothing to do with the way that we look. We have to understand this, okay? And I think you all already knew this, but I found this out I found this out in high school. And when my friend Kim told me that, oh yeah, because when I found that, Maria ended up getting with a Hispanic guy, and she was like, yeah, she doesn't even like Hispanic guys, and he be beating her up. She got with another Mexican guy. And I was like, oh, okay. Now, granted, she liked black guys, but she still liked Hispanic guys too. She was dating this one Hispanic guy named Israel. Okay, so she did like Hispanic men too. So let me make this clear. She found Hispanic men attractive, but she also found black men attractive. But she did not. She took when her neighbor said that's why, because the neighbor was saying it as an insult. That's why you like a black girl. So Maria knew it was an insult, but my thing is Maria must felt, she thinks herself as an insult, because if you said to me, that's why you're a black woman or something, I don't know how to say it, but even though she knew the woman was saying it to her as an insult, she agreed with the woman. She felt the same way that woman did, because if she did not feel that if she did not feel that looking like a black woman was an insult, she would not have responded the way she did. She would not have sat there damn near in tears asking me, Cheyenne, do I like a black girl? Like, she really, y'all, she was distraught. She was in pain. She really, and like I said, she always would talk about how her older sister was lighter than her. Okay, and like I said, both of them would get their hair flat iron and color and they would dye like a, because her and her sister had jet black hair, but they would dye like a honey blonde color. So right then I should have stopped being friends with her, because that showed me that, okay, what's wrong? Look, I understand that you like looking the way you look and you don't want to be considered a black woman, but you shouldn't want to be considered a white woman either. But I guarantee if that her neighbor was like, that's why you like a white girl, then she went and got offended. But the funny part about it is the neighbor never would have said that's why you like a white girl, because everybody puts white people on a goddamn pedestal. Everybody want to be them. Everybody want to look like them. So being considered white or being the closest to them physically, it's supposed to be a good thing. So this is basically, this is gonna be a quick video, 15 minutes, whatever. I just want to come in and let you ladies know, and you already know this, like me being in that situation and just seeing how she reacted, being called someone saying, and yeah, the woman meant it as an insult, but the way she responded, and she was so distraught by it, and she had the nerve to ask me, a black woman, do she like a black woman? Like, you know you don't like a black woman. Okay, don't like, and sweetheart, we look good. You don't like no black woman. You ain't built like us, you know, and like what are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? But she was so offended that this Hispanic woman said this to her. She was so hurt by that, y'all, and had the nerve to ask me, a black woman, did she look like a black girl? But she was asking me in a way like, oh my God, do I like a black girl? Like, she was distraught, everybody. She was horrified. But love black men. But she liked Hispanic men too. Okay, but she liked black men as well. But my thing, if you like black men, if somebody say you like a black girl, you know you don't. You like, no, I don't like a black girl. But what's wrong with looking like a black girl? Black girls look good. And you trying to insult me by calling me a black girl? That doesn't insult me. I like my brown, because she was brown, kind of brownish color. I love my brown skin. Now what? Come with something better. I like how I look. But y'all, it's crazy how they can sit up there and like black men, but don't like black women and don't want to look like us. Ain't that something?